Yeah, so we actually have a bit of a convoluted story. So the reason we started it initially was that Adam and I were getting coffees with lots of people. I think we both went through a period in 2018 where we're getting coffees with two different people each week. And that was leaders older than us, or maybe students older than us. And we just generally wanted to learn from them. It wasn't career based. It was just like, we want to learn about their lives, what made them tick, their lessons for younger people. Because we both fundamentally believe in the philosophy that we're going to make a lot of mistakes in our lives. That's how we learn, right? But we don't want to make the same mistakes that people older than us made. We want to make different ones and continue that kind of exponential learning curve. And so through these coffees, we were learning so much, a lot more than in my university degree. I'm also a person that learns from conversations as well. And we're getting so many unique insights. And we thought that so many students would benefit from hearing these insights. We set out to record these insights and document them just for other people to listen to. We didn't even really have an ambition of starting a podcast. The way it actually went down is we were sitting in an economic history lecture, and we were both really bored. It was like hour 2 or 3. The lecture was boring. And Adam searched up the podcast room. Like we didn't even know if there was anything. We just joked about talking about exchange, and he searched it up. And it was just one of those moments, we just looked at each other. He booked it. We left the class. We both got a Red Bull and we just started talking. And we released that first episode with no real intention. And it did quite well. A lot of people said they enjoyed our conversation. So we're like, hey, why don't we bring in some guests and let's see how this thing goes.
Did you and Adam, come across a risk of failure or a risk of making a mistake at all? Or did you have a total different experience?
It was a different experience in the sense that this podcast was a fundamental extension to who we are as people, right? We're both, if you meet us in real life, we're both really curious. We ask people lots of questions. It almost feels like some of our conversations with friends are already podcasts. And so I don't think we had that sense of failure, but obviously when you're putting yourself out there on the internet, you're leaving yourself open for judgment. And I think that when you're coming from a place where you're fundamentally confident in who you are, it's a lot easier. And I think this podcast was an expression of who we are. And if we're confident with that, I don't think either of us had a major problem. Obviously, there's going to be people out there who think what both of us are doing is weird. Like, why are they talking on a podcast? Who do they think they are and stuff like that? But I think as I've gotten a bit older, I've really stopped caring about those people. My circle's gone tighter. Everyone that I hang out with has a very similar mindset. And I think in our heads, we always kind of overemphasize how much other people care about what you're doing, right?
Yeah, 100%. Yeah.
About what we're doing all the time. People don't really care that much, right? And I think that as we get older as well, doing your own thing is cool. Like it's actually cool. And I think that other people respect it more than they would put it down.